3/4 of the brand new code at Google is now written by AI, not a human. Let that land for a second. If a machine writes most of the code, what exactly is left for you to do? That question is quietly reshaping the entire software industry. So is coding dead? You have heard the headlines, and most of them are either panic or hype. In this video, we cut through both. We will look at how much code AI really writes, what happened to junior jobs, which skills gain value, and whether the fear matches the data. Start with the giants. Microsoft CEO said back in early 2025 that AI was already generating around 30% of their code. Salesforce quoted a similar number. This is not a lab demo. It is production software you probably use every day. But the speed of the shift is the real story. Google went from about 1/4 of its new code being AI written to 3/4 in roughly 18 months. That is not a trend. That is a phase change happening inside one company. At the AI labs themselves, the numbers go even higher. Anthropic says that company-wide, somewhere between 70 and 90% of its code is now AI written. A few of their top engineers claim it is basically all of it. These are the people building the tools, eating their own cooking. Now, big companies love a big number, so be a little skeptical. But independent research backs the trend. A study in the journal Science analyzed public code and found roughly 29% of new Python functions in the US now show signs of being AI written. The shift is real, not just a press release. And it is not just the elite firms. By 2025, about 84% of developers reported using AI tools in their workflow. Snap says 2/3 of its new code is AI generated. If you write software for a living, odds are the machine is already sitting in your editor. So what does the human actually do now? The job quietly shifted from typing code to directing it. You describe intent, the agent drafts, and you review, correct, and decide. Writing is cheap now. Judgment is the expensive part. Here is where it gets uncomfortable. If AI handles the routine coding, who used to do that work? Juniors. Entry-level developer job postings fell by around 60% between 2022 and 2024. The bottom rung of the ladder got a lot harder to reach. And this shows up in employment, not just listings. A Stanford study found that by mid-2025, employment for software developers aged 22 to 25 had fallen nearly 20% from its late 2022 peak. Older, senior developers did not see the same drop. The pain is concentrated at the entry level. The pipeline before the job is squeezed too. Internship postings in tech dropped about 30% since 2023, according to Handshake. That matters, because internships are how a lot of people got their first real foot in the door. Fewer on-ramps, tighter competition. Some companies said the quiet part out loud. Salesforce's CEO announced they would pause hiring new software engineers in 2025, pointing directly at AI productivity gains. Whether that is strategy or spin, the message to new grads was blunt. But be careful blaming AI for all of it. A lot of this started with high interest rates, overhiring during the pandemic boom, and plain old cost cutting. AI is part of the story and a convenient excuse for the rest. The truth is tangled, not a single villain. Now flip to productivity, because the story is messier than you think. In a controlled study, experienced developers using AI took about 19% longer to finish real tasks. Not faster, slower, on tasks and code they already knew well. And here's the kicker. Those same developers believe they were about 20% faster. So the feeling of speed and the reality of speed pointed in opposite directions. AI can make you feel productive while quietly slowing you down. Zoom out to whole teams, and you see the hidden cost. One analysis of over 10,000 developers found AI-heavy teams merged far more pull requests, but code review time jumped around 90% and bugs ticked up. More output, more to check. The work did not vanish. It moved downstream. The big 2025 Dora report summed it up well. AI does not automatically make teams better. It is a multiplier that amplifies whatever you already are. Strong teams get stronger, messy teams get messier, faster. So the honest picture is not fewer jobs from raw speed alone. It is a shift in where the effort lives. Less time typing the first draft, more time reviewing, integrating, and cleaning up. The bottleneck moved from writing to trusting. Here is the good news, and it is real. The skills that got scarce got expensive. Engineers who can design systems and oversee AI are in demand, and AI and machine learning salaries jumped to around $206,000 on average, up roughly $50,000 in a single year. The ceiling went up, not down. So what actually gained value? Not typing speed, judgment, reading code critically, catching what the AI got confidently wrong, designing the system, and owning whether it is safe to ship. The best engineers now are the ones who trust AI the least in the right way. The market is already pricing this in. AI-related skills now show up in about 42% of software job descriptions, up from just 8% a few years ago. The job did not disappear. The requirements rewrote themselves under you. And demand shifted toward experience. Openings for roles needing 6 or more years jumped around 26%, even as entry-level shrank. Companies want people who can steer the AI, not just people the AI can replace. That gap is the whole story. Now the reality check you came for. Despite everything, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics still projects software developer jobs to grow about 15% through 2034. That is faster than most careers, adding hundreds of thousands of roles. Coding is not dead. It got harder to enter and more valuable to master. So here is my honest take. Coding did not die. The easy, entry-level version of it got automated, and the hard, judgment-heavy version got more important and better paid. If you are starting out, that is a brutal middle, but it is a squeeze, not an ending. Learn to direct the machine and check its work, and you are on the right side of this. So I will leave the question with you. Is AI taking coding jobs, or just raising the bar for what a coder actually is? Drop your honest answer in the comments. And if this gave you a clearer picture than the headlines, subscribe for more plain English breakdowns. No hype, just the data.